This is the second episode of Gandhi's Killers, India's Rulers. So, this is the second chapter where Partha Banerjee explains why he wrote this book. Why this new book? This is the chapter's name. It starts with the answer itself. Because religious fanatics who praised the Nazis and killed Mahatma Gandhi are now India's powerful rulers. This is one of the worst turns of historical events in our recent memory. And we need to know what is going on in India today, impacting one sixth of the world's population. The date of any writing today must be recorded, given how even yesterday's development are becoming dated today. In fact, new book must be updated frequently, taking new events and analysis into account. Online publications by the author and publishers and actively participatory discussion by the readers have become necessary. Technological advancements have given us the tools to do it in a user friendly way. Yet, a book in hand goes to a long way, and the reader can find immense emotional satisfaction while keeping the book by his bedside or carrying it while on travel. No online publication can replace the sense of gratification, at least not for the generations that grew up reading books. Hence, this print version. Since I published in the Belly of the Beast, Hindu Supremacist, RSS and BJP of India, an insider story, which was published by Ajanta Books International, Delhi, 1998. The political and social landscape of my beloved country has changed drastically. India has now a BJP government in power, and that gets its doctrine and modus operandi not just from RSS but parallel powers across the world. Among these powers, US's ruthless Trump administration had been one of India's most important supporters. And unlike previous US administrations of Obama, Clinton, or even George W. Bush, this Trump regime has dwelled on empowering its corporate business forces on one hand and violent war industries on the other to a historic level, even by US standards. Moreover, corporate media's extreme bias for the rulers, bypassing the voice of dissent and exclusion of critically important news have become unprecedented and favored the powerful. Here, you not need to know of me too. Who am I? Well, I'm not Parth Banerjee, obviously. He's old. I am a citizen of India who, seeing the current circumstances, wants to wake the citizens of India. I want to make you all awake. I want to be a leader. I want to lead you to overthrowing these fascist powers. If you want to help, please share these videos with your friends. One of the steps to do it, I thought, was to sharing my ideas with you in social media. And I found this book. This book explains many things which maybe I couldn't in my language. He writes it in a very formal way, and after reading it out, I'll be showing more of things to you. Uh, you will be listening more from me. Let's continue this episode. Narendra Modi's government, with its all powerful Home Minister Amit Shah and corporate supporters, including their media, has learned from its US counterparts quickly and imposed a new socio-economic system in India that has created historic income and wealth inequality, a rampantly privatized anti people economy, a massive Hindu Muslim hate and division, and unleashed a fascist style repression across the country. Not only Muslims have become born with the brunt of this repression, but lower castes, Dalits, and women have suffered greatly. Human rights situation in India has reached an all-time low, now ranks the lowest of all countries in the world on the issue of women's safety. If the first BJP government under Modi 2014 to 2019 saw murders of befitting poor Muslim men and secular intellectuals and journalists like M. M. Kalburgi, Gauri Lankesh and newly elected BJP under Modi from May 2019 has promulgated new repressive laws, clamped down on Kashmir and disconnected it from the rest of the world, and began a National Registry of Citizens (NRC) campaign that strives to kick out Muslims and other RSS dictated non-Hindus from India. In December 2019, they passed the Citizenship Amendment Bill (CAB) into law, and for the first time in post 1947 India history, has allowed citizenship status based on religious preference, keeping Muslim immigrants out. The CAA fallout has become violent at the time of writing this piece. Various parts of India has exploded with state violence on one hand and violent protests on the other, both of which I have strongly condemned. The state of Assam has seen the first havoc of inertia, where 2 million residents have been purged of citizenship, putting them in a disastrous situation. Under the leadership of Amit Shah, the government has also begun building new detention centers for expelled populations. A number of people have already died in the centers out of disease, hopelessness, or sheer fear. The new BJP government, again under the dictates of its Nagpur based driving engine RSS, has promised to implement the NRC measures across India. And just like in the US, corporate media largely supported the authoritarian measures, or their position has been insignificant. No mainstream media have forcefully taken on the subject of the legitimacy of such programs or discussed the consequences of putting millions of innocent men, women, and children in detention centers. At the same time, BJP and RSS, with grassroots support from the student wing ABVP, Religious Front VHP, and labor organization BMS, have turned the Indian economy upside down. Major public institutions such as the Indian Railways, Reserve Bank of India, Bharat Petroleum, Air India, and BSNL Telecom are either being slowly or quickly destroyed or privatized or sold off to billionaires. Just a couple of years ago, Modi government's demonetization program, Notebandi, or banning cash currency, caused havoc. Now it has come to our knowledge that multinational corporations such as Microsoft, with its powerful personality Bill Gates, were driving powers behind that scheme. Income inequality have come to a point where one of the world's richest, Mukesh Ambani, and his cohorts amassed nearly a third of India's total GDP, following strictures from International Monetary Fund and World Bank. The government has cut taxes on the wealthiest individuals and corporations, cut bank interest for the middle class, and jacked up prices for essential commodities, oil, gas, and transportation. The Indian rupee has now hit an all-time low on the international market. As of today, US $1 equals to INR 85. Opposition labor unions have witnessed a slow but sure demise. Following a US system, the entire Indian economy is being deregulated at a high speed. Out of control privatized healthcare has put good medical care out of reach of ordinary people, and rapidly increased tuition for well known academic institutions such as IIT and JNU made these once affordable schools unaffordable. On the environmental front, India has done miserably. A government that is run by people who do not much believe in the veracity of climate change and global warming has put India in a very serious, if not catastrophic, environmental crisis. Following Trump's anti environment policies and encouraged by Bolsonaro's new destruction of Amazon rainforest in Brazil, Modi government with its inaction has exacerbated the already deadly pollution problem. People, especially children, are suffocating in toxic air in cities like New Delhi, Bangalore, Chandigarh, Varanasi, and Kolkata. Hindus' sacred river, Ganges is now the most polluted river in the world. Yet, Varanasi is one of the holiest Hindu pilgrims. In fact, it also happens to be the parliament constituency from which Modi himself was elected 2 times with massive mandate, near the city where my father and his ancestral family live, is in serious trouble with a massively populated Mother Ganga flowing right in front of it. RSS, the self styled moral police of a self proclaimed Hindu nation, has kept eerily silence at the billions of black money played in the election and post election scenarios in which BJP has been biggest beneficiary. RSS has also kept silent at the massive cricket gambling in action, even though it has always prohibited from its daily activities foreign non-Hindu games such as cricket and football. RSS, the torchbearer of Swadeshi economy, has not stopped the Indian market being flooded and taken over by McDonald's, Coke, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or Pizza Hut, let alone Microsoft, Apple, Disney, Fox Media, or General Electric. RSS was always Hitler worshippers, authoritarian, anti Islam, anti Christianity, and anti socialism. It rose to power resorting to major violence that included the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi and the countrywide violence of aftermath of the destruction of the Babri Mosque. Narendra Modi's US visa was once revoked by the American government when he was implicated in the 2002 Gujarat riot and genocide of Muslims. The complete destruction of RSS moral integrity is something new that we have not seen in the days of Golwalkar, Deoras, Vajpayee, or my father. I have seen them being hateful and racist. I have seen them to be anti Rabindranath Tagore, anti Satyajit Ray, and anti Ambedkar. But I have not seen them to be hypocritical. This is a new change, power hungry RSS that even old time RSS activities do not recognize anymore. My first published book, In the Belly of the Beast, Hindu Supremacist RSS and BJP of India 1998, was my insider story. I was involved with RSS, BJP's predecessor Jana Sangha, and Student Front ABVP for over 15 years. My father, Jitendranath Banerjee, a lifelong RSS activist and close associate of BJP's first Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was deeply saddened when the book came out. His sadness was due to the fact that he mentored me into the doctrines and activities of RSS and had high hopes that one day I'd follow his footsteps and rise to be a top Sangh leader. When I left RSS out of ideological disillusionment, I was already the West Bengal State Secretary of ABVP. Old friends, her sir scam, and that had I not been foolish to leave them, I would now have become a major leader if not a member of the Indian Parliament, earning money and fame. On the other hand, especially now that my father has passed away, I felt it was my time to rid myself of the sins I had accumulated by being with them for so long and so deeply, and writing and talking and teaching people about the real, dangerous, hateful device and fascistic Hinduism. Exploiting Sangh Parivar would be redemption. I felt as if this is my own religious dip into the holy river Ganges. I write, I talk, and I teach to cleanse my soul. I'm a Hindu, and unlike many RSS BJP bashers, my critic is not from a religious, hard left, or pro Islam angle. I'm not a communist. I believe in human spirituality. I idolize Tagore, Ramakrishna, and Sri Chaitanya. I believe ISS and the Sangh family are destroying not just India but Hinduism as well. They are only using the religion to make the ancient, diverse country monochromatic, dull, and so extremely hateful and violent. India is unraveling. I'm truly happy that RB Enterprise is doing a revised edition of In the Belly of the Beast with the addition of some of my new writings on the recent developments. These writings, first published on my online media website, humanitycollege.org, are particularly relevant in today's India's and global extent. I do believe it would be a timely and much useful publication.